Seam heads, start cracking those peanuts and spitting those seeds, because gloves are soon to be popping.
He makes a headlong dive and makes the catch.
And bats are going to get cracking.
Blast one! Deep right field! Gone!
Welcome to KNBR's Giants Warmup.
Way back there! Goodbye!
On the sports leader.
As one of my favorite, albeit fictional, San Franciscans of all time, Danny Tanner from Full House used to say, "Wake up, San Francisco. Good morning and welcome to Giants Warm-Up." Anthony Garcia, a.k.a. Sports Anthony. You can follow me on the socials, Twitter and Instagram, at Sports Anthony. I would spell it out for you, but I would like to think that you are reasonably intelligent enough to be able to spell that. An absolute honor to be on the airwaves here at KNBR. We are getting you ready for some HCLA, some hot Cactus League action as the Giants get ready for spring training game number 8. The Giants are visiting Mesa, Arizona to take on the redacted Athletics. The Giants right now 5-2 so far during spring training. A big 12-4 victory yesterday over the two-time defending World Series champions. I'm not going to say their name. You know their name. I'm not going to say it. I will not condescend myself. I will not lower myself to say the names of those bums, those boys in that putrid shade of blue. Does it matter that they weren't playing their regulars yesterday in spring training? No. A win is a win. And if you know me from Oracle Park, you know there is nothing I love more than talking mess about those bums. 12:05 p.m. We're getting you ready for Giants A's. Anthony Garcia, Sports Anthony here, taking you to 11:50 a.m. An absolute pleasure and an honor. Some of you may know me. This is my first show here at KNBR. Feel free to call in, please. 415-808-KNBR is the number. If you don't know how keypads and dial pads work, that's 808-5627. That is the number you can call. You can text us on the UMA guest line. We are streaming right now on YouTube. Please join the chat. I can tell you right now, I do not want to be one of those hosts that just talks to themselves for 30 minutes. That's not me. That is not how I run things here at KNBR. Nothing against anybody else, but please join the show, join the conversation. I want to hear from you. You may know me from television. I used to host a little show back in the day. It was called Triples Alley. On NBC Sports Bay Area. God love the Peacock. That turned into a lovely show called Summer Sunday, which, as you might imagine, was on in the summer on Sunday. My three fantastic co-hosts on that, Therese Vignal, Carmen Q, and Cole Kuiper. Shout out to them. You may have seen me on that big 10,000 square foot scoreboard in center field as the in-game host at Oracle Park, along with the lovely and talented, the best in the biz, Therese Vignal. That's where you may recognize these dulcet tones. But since it is my first show here on the Sports Leader, I figured that I should do what I think everyone should do. And sometimes it gets a little hard in this screen generation. I figured I would start my very first show by introducing myself. And I'm going to introduce myself to all of you, to this KNBR listening audience on my first show. I'm going to start with a story. And this story starts in a galaxy far, far away. We're going back. We're going all the way back to 1958. We're going all the way back to 1958. And if you're a Giants fan, you know the significance of that year. Let me do my quick math right here. I think that's 68 years ago. 68 years ago, 1958. That is the year that the Giants emigrated to San Francisco from Manhattan, New York City. That was the first year the Giants played right here in the city by the bay. 1958, coincidentally enough, also the year that my grandfather, Carlos Garcia, also emigrated to San Francisco from Granada, Nicaragua. My grandfather and the San Francisco Giants coming to San Francisco in the exact same year. Carlos Garcia moved here from Granada, Nicaragua, did not know English, did not know a lick of the language. But there was one thing that Carlos Garcia knew. And what Carlos Garcia knew was baseball. The sport of baseball and sports in general is how my grandfather and how my family, for 3 generations now, became a member of this community. Being a San Francisco Giants fan, for me and my family, and for the people listening, I'm sure a lot of yours as well. My boy Rafael Corral here, behind the glass, producer extraordinaire, he's helping me out today. I'm sure he can relate. Being a San Francisco Giants fan, being from this community, is quite literally mine, and I'm sure yours too. It is our birthright. It is our birthright. One of the first memories I have in my entire life, I think I want to say I was about 3 or 4 years old. Definitely wasn't potty trained. Probably not. I couldn't tie my shoes until the 1st grade, which is actually a really embarrassing thing to admit on terrestrial radio. To Bay Area, Northern California. I think they get us in Tahoe. They get us in Tahoe, Raph? They do? Okay.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, they get us.
Especially at night.
All the good people out there. 3 or 4 years old. One of the first memories of my entire life was a Giants-Dodgers game in Candlestick. We were up way high in the left field upper deck. I spent half the game on my grandfather's lap. I spent half the day on my dad's lap. And even at 3 years old, probably not potty trained, wearing Velcro shoes, I even knew then that I hated that shade of blue. I have hated the Dodgers for as far back as I can remember. I was there August 7, 2007, when Barry Bonds hit home run number 756, the all-time home run king, passing Hank Aaron. I remember it was Italian Heritage Night. I was so excited. It was back in the day when they gave us a foot-long thing of salami. I'm holding a foot-long thing of salami. Barry breaks the record. I had this gold Giants jacket on that I got 80% clearance, Champs Sports in Stonestown. And I'll be darned if Willie Mays got on the field and he was wearing the same exact jacket as me. Could no one tell me anything the rest of the summer? I had the same jacket as Willie Mays. I was there June 25, 2014, when Tim Lincecum no-hit the San Diego Padres for the 2nd consecutive year. I have happy sobbed 2 times in my life, like the real crying, like the kind of crying. When you can't catch your breath, happy sobbing. When you need to take a sip of water to calm down type of crying. Twice in my life. One was the day my nephew Apollo was born. But the first time before that was November 1, 2010, when Brian Wilson struck out Nelson Cruz to give the San Francisco Giants their first World Series championship in 52 years. That's how much this team means to me. That's how much this black and orange means to me. As I am sure it means a lot to you. And that is what I want to tell you as I introduce myself for the first time on these KNBR airwaves. I am you. I am one of you. I am a member of this community. I was born in St. Mary's Hospital in the Panhandle, right here in San Francisco. Same hospital as Clint Eastwood, by the way. Did you know that, Ref? Clint Eastwood?
Clint was here?
Clint Eastwood.
Wow.
Me and Clint Eastwood, born in the same hospital. If you were born at St. Mary's Hospital in San Francisco, you were born in the same hospital, not just as Anthony Garcia, the same hospital as Clint Eastwood. Went to grade school, Noe Valley, St. Paul's, 29th and Church, which another fun fact is where they filmed Sister Act. I went to the greatest high school in the world, Archbishop Reardon High School. I am a Crusader who last night became 3-time CCS men's basketball champions. I'm a city kid, man. I've eaten the Samoan Mafia on Dutch Crunch at Roxy's. I've eaten the mango ice cream at Mitchell's. Please do not come on this show. Please do not call me. Please do not text me saying that Byright is better than Mitchell's. I will run you. Me and Raf will run you off this radio station if you come on here saying that Byright is better than Mitchell's. It's not.
There's a reason there's a big line in front of Mitchell's every time you drive by.
It doesn't matter the time. It could be 10:45 a.m., pouring rain, 40 degrees, and there's a line at Mitchell's. Peter from Chico, I see you. I promise I'll get to you. 808 KNBR is the number as I finish introducing myself. I am a city kid. I ran from the cops at Ocean Beach and high school bonfires. I've had the wings at Santung in the sunset. I am a true bona fide native city kid. And because I am part of you, because I am part of this community, I invite you to join me. I do not want to be one of those people that talks forever. Join me. Call in. I am part of this community with all of you. I'm wearing the cans. I'm speaking into the microphone here at the Casino Matrix studio here at KNBR, but this is a community. We are a community. I have a co-host here, and my co-hosts are all of you. I want to hear from you, and we will do that here on 808 KNBR. And I want to make a promise to you. I'm going to make a promise to you right now. Ask any girl I've ever dated. I'd never make a promise if I can't fulfill it. You know what? Actually, don't do that. Don't ask them. Just take my word for it. I cannot promise that this show will be good. I'll do my best. I promise to try my best. I know it is an honor and a privilege to be on this KNBR airwaves and follow in the footsteps of guys I grew up listening to like Gary Radnich and Greg Papa, who we all love. We're thinking about you, Pop. My man, the Rod Father, Rod Brooks. I promise that I will do everything in my power when I'm hosting the show to have fun. We are going to have fun. I can guarantee you one thing. We are going to have fun. I'm going to make sure that I put on the best show possible for all of you. And I'm going to make sure, just like on Summer Sunday, just like at Oracle Park, that we're going to have fun. It's fun, gosh darn it, and we're going to have it. 808 KNBR, call in, text me, let's talk Giants. We'll do all of that coming up next. It's Anthony Garcia, Sports Anthony on the Sports Leader.
KNBR, the Sports Leader.
Facing the right-handed hitting Kyle Nevin. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner half. So he finishes the whole thing up with a couple of strikeouts here. The Giants beat LA in this Cactus League game. 12-4 is the final.
Prepping you for today's orange and black ball game, we now take you back to Talking Baseball with Marty Laurie on KNBR, the sports leader.
Welcome back to Giants Warmup. This is not Marty Laurie. This is Anthony Garcia, Sports Anthony on the sports leader, getting you ready for A's Giants. Some hot Cactus League action taking you to 11:50 a.m. first pitch, 12:05 p.m. Giants A's. Join the conversation. I want to hear from you. 415-808-KNBR is the number. That's 808-5627. You can call, you can text. We are streaming live on YouTube. Give me a look. Come give me a watch. You're giving me a listen. Come give me a watch as well. I'm wearing a very nice jacket. Really quickly, want to check the YouTube comments. Imagine Lennon saying Barry Zito guest appearance win. I think I can get Barry on here. Zito, not Bonds. I think I can get Barry Zito. People saying Miriam listens to Giants fan all the way out in New York City. They're listening to us in New York City. We are nationwide here on the Sports Leader. Said I'd take your calls. I want to take them now. Up first, leading off, Peter from Chico. Peter from Chico, welcome to Giants Warmup. How you doing, Peter?
Thank you. Thank you, Sports Anthony. A pleasure to be your first caller in.
It is a pleasure,
especially since
to hear
you want to have fun. I got to have some Giants fun last night up in the beautiful city of Chico, California. Have you been to Chico?
I have never been to Chico. I have many friends who have gone to Chico State. I don't think their GPAs were very high, but I can assure you that I think they had a very fun time at Chico State. I got to make my way up to Chico, Peter.
Yes, you do. Big Giants community there, and every year they bring in one of the Giants stars to do the big American Legion baseball fundraiser. And last night, Brandon Crawford was the guest. And, oh, what a night. He must have signed 500 autographs. The poor guy was there for almost 3 hours straight signing autographs and had some dinner and shared stories with Amy G and a whole bunch of little leaguers and all the way up to 18-year-old players and parents. And that guy, what a stud all-around person, that Brandon Crawford.
I don't think anyone in the history of the San Francisco Giants organization has probably signed more autographs than Brandon Crawford. And as someone who grew up myself in the city of San Francisco, who as a kid had aspirations to maybe one day be the first baseman for the San Francisco Giants, and then realized in high school that I couldn't hit a curveball and figured, you know what, I may have to make the bigs holding a microphone. I don't think a bat and a glove are going to be how I'm going to get to the big leagues. But Brandon Crawford, the Bay Area dream, grew up a San Francisco Giants fan, becomes a professional baseball player for his hometown team, wins 2 World Series here in San Francisco, wins a Silver Slugger, wins multiple Gold Glovers. Happy to hear that Brandon Crawford, a part of the community in Chico, got to make my way up to Chico, especially if there is a big San Francisco Giants community there. Peter, I'm glad you had fun. I hope you got some autographed things from B. Craw. Happy to hear that Amy G was up there too. She's great. Was one of my colleagues both with the Giants and with NBC Sports Bay Area. Thank you for the call, Peter. I hope you'll call again. We go from Chico to San Jose. Carol, you're on the Sports Leader. How you doing, Carol? What's going on?
Well, you know what? I turned my radio on about 10 minutes ago, and then I heard you give that introduction, which was absolutely spectacular. Anthony, will you run for governor? If you don't want to do governor, would you please run for the United States of America? And I agree with your sentiments on the damn Dodgers. We've got to beat them this year. That's for sure.
You know what, Carol? They say you can't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket. And there's nothing I would love more. Thank you for those kind words, by the way, Carol. I don't think political office is for me. I try to keep it clean on the mic, on the air. As Therese Vignal tells me, I'm always one word away from going back to a job in corporate. I don't know if I have the demeanor to be a politician, which is why I talk about sports, because sports are fun. Carol, I appreciate those kind words. I want to beat the Dodgers, too. I want to beat the Dodgers as well. A couple weeks ago, Larry Baer, during Super Bowl week, he was, I believe, on the Rich Eisen show, the Dan Patrick show, one of those shows that was out here. It was beautiful. They used shout out to everyone who came out for Super Bowl weekend, all the shows that were out here, all the podcasts. And shout out especially to the ones that used our city as a backdrop. And I think it was Dan Patrick. I may be wrong. I got to tell you this on my first show. I am not infallible. I am, in fact, very fallible. I'm going to mess up. So was it Dan Patrick? I don't know. Was it Rich Eisen? Maybe. I think it was Dan Patrick.
It was Dan Patrick.
Thank
I remember seeing that.
See, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. How about that? Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. But beautiful backdrop of Oracle Park in the background. Larry Baer said that the Dodgers were good for baseball. And he caught a little bit of flack for that. And I understand what he said. I get what Larry said. It's good to have a villain. You need a villain. It's classic storytelling. You have a hero, you have a villain. You don't have David if there's no Goliath. There's no Harry Potter if there's no Lord Voldemort. I'm getting really, really nerdy right now. Every Batman needs a Joker. And trust me when I say this, there is no bigger joke than that team from down south in that putrid, vomit-inducing color of blue. I cannot wait to talk smack about the Los Angeles Dodgers on a live microphone in front of 40,000 strong at Oracle Park. I don't care that they're two-time defending World Series champions. The Dodgers can go 161-1, and I'm still going to make fun of them for losing that one game. That's how much I hate those boys in blue. Carol from San Jose, I appreciate the call. Thank you for those kind words. Call back.
I certainly will, and glad to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Carol. I appreciate you from San Jose. So we've had calls from Chico. We've had calls from San Jose. 808 KNBR is the number. You're listening to the Giants warm-up here on KNBR. Anthony Garcia, a.k.a. Sports Anthony on The Sports Leader. We go from Chico to San Jose to Stockton. Jesse in Stockton, you're on with Anthony Garcia. Giants warm-up on The Sports Leader. Jesse, good morning.
Hey, brother. Hey,
how you doing, man?
What can I say? When I turned the radio on, just like Carol, you were talking about the Dodgers. You were talking about just like Carol. And you know what? I got to give a shout out to Chico because I didn't sign with them because they didn't give no scholarships.
Okay, you know what? That's okay.
But shout out to Chico.
Get your money, Jesse. I hope you got your money.
I did.
Okay, there you go.
And well, let's go back to the Dodgers right quick.
Oh, we can do it.
I was born in 1963. The first baseball game I ever went to was at Candlestick Park, way back when it was kind of ugly with all that artificial turf. But I got to watch Willie Mays, McCovey play some baseball.
Okay.
And that was the day that I learned, because they were playing the Dodgers, that was the day that was the rivalry between the Dodgers and the Giants. My dad has brought me up to not like the Dodgers.
What a great father. What a great father. That's what dads and moms in the Bay Area should do. I just want to say I'm all love. I'm peaceful, and love and all that. Sports hate is not real. I don't actually.
I'm a sport.
I don't actually hate them, but I hate them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a sports fan. I love their coach. I love their manager. I love those guys. Okay, they are professional athletes, and I love that. But they're the Dodgers.
Yep.
I can't like them.
I can't like them either.
I can't let them win.
No.
I can't let them win. I can't. That's just how I grew up. To this day, the only games that I go to are Dodger-Giant games. I don't want to go to nothing else.
Those are the best games to go to. Jesse, thank you for the call. Dodgers-Giants, that rivalry is a real one. Far and away, trust me. I'm in-game host. I'm at Oracle Park 81 times a year. And there is no environment, there is no atmosphere like Dodgers-Giants on the corner of 3rd and King. Want to get to a couple? Thank you for the call, Jesse. Want to get to a couple of comments? See a lot of beat LAs. Got people listening from Guadalajara, Mexico. We're international, Raf. We're international, baby. They're listening to us in New York. They're listening to us in Guadalajara.
We get people from Australia sometimes.
Oh, I love it. We're crossing time zones here on KNBR. Crossing time zones, and we're going to cross to a guy who has forgotten more about the San Francisco Giants than most people remember. NBC Sports Giants insider Alex Pavlovich on the other side. You're listening to Giants Warm-Up, getting you ready for Giants A's Cactus League. First pitch 12:05 p.m., we'll be back with the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Pavlovich, coming up next on The Sports Leader.
KNBR, the sports leader.
And here's the stretch. Second baseman, Espinal well over toward the middle against the right-handed hitter. Now a swing. There's a high drive into deep left center field. Way back there, a soaring shot. And goodbye! Way back up on the grass-covered hillside to the left of the scoreboard in left center field. And that is a grand slam for Barry Cotto. And suddenly the Giants have an 8-2 lead.
We're getting you in the mood for a crazy crab sandwich, some garlic fries, a cha-cha bowl, and some orange and black baseball. KNBR's Giants Warmup keeps rolling on the sports leader.
You are listening. Well, right now you're listening to Genuine. You're listening to Pony. Only thing better than listening to Genuine is the voice of John Miller. What did he call it? Grass-covered hillside? That's why I love John Miller. The guy speaks like Shakespeare would write. And he talks about our team. He talks about the San Francisco Giants. My first show here on KNBR Giants Warm-Up, and I had to be joined by a very special guest. Someone who, like me, also loves Genuine. He is the Giants insider at NBC Sports Bay Area. He's the co-host of the Giants Talk podcast. You can listen to wherever you get your podcast. He's an author. He wrote the franchise San Francisco Giants, a curated history of the orange and black, but most importantly to me, he's one of my best friends. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the Bay Area, please welcome Alex Pavlovich. Alex, how are you on this fine Saturday morning?
I'm good. I was just thinking we go way back, and there's probably been a lot of Pony in that 10, 12 years or whatever. So
I have a memory. I have very few from your wedding, which I appreciate. Was a great wedding.
Yeah.
You and your lovely bride. But I was throwing it back on someone when Pony by Genuine came.
Yeah.
But that's how far you and I go back.
It was a good addition to the playlist. I think that was just for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for joining the show, Alex. Alex, I got to see you in Scottsdale. I got to see your lovely wife and your lovely son. You were there for, I think, 2 weeks. You were there for a long time. When I saw you last Sunday, you looked like you were ready to come home. You're back home now. You have forgotten more about the Giants than most people remember, so I'll start you off with an easy one. What's something you saw so far in the first couple of weeks of camp that have maybe pleasantly surprised you or will pleasantly surprise Giants fans?
I'm hesitant to say this because I think I said the exact same thing a year ago at this time, but the young starting pitching looks outstanding, and we know how it turned out last year. But I think just even in live BP sessions, those guys look sharp. We've seen, I would warn people, even though I get caught up in this, like sometimes the velocity numbers we see down there can be a little jumpy at certain ballparks, and some of the exit velos can be a little weird. But I do think generally, like, you know, I've been asking Giants people about bullpen sessions and what how this is tracking over the last couple of weeks. And I think generally we've seen, like Wisenhunt, McDonald, some of these guys just have real firm fastballs. And I think McDonald's look great. I know Wisenhunt had a rough one the other day, but his first live BP, that was about as good as I've seen him. And I've seen him for a few years now. And so that is, to me, what stands out. And I think the key there is that they like desperately need these guys and need them to step up. And I think probably need one or two of them in their bullpen at the start of the year or pretty early in the year to figure it out. So that is, I know we did this last year, and at the end of the year, I asked Buster what he learned from his first year, and he said, yeah, I mean, you know, you can never have too much pitching, and we maybe thought we had more in spring training than we actually did, but that group has looked pretty good.
All right, so I look forward to having you on next year around this time in 2027, and you're saying that you're looking forward to the pitching. Something that I'm looking forward to, something I'm sure you're looking forward to, something I think baseball fans in general are looking forward to, the World Baseball Classic starts very, very soon. We're going to get Team USA against the San Francisco Giants in Scottsdale. I believe that's Tuesday, March 3rd.
Yep.
Very excited about that. And as it would happen, all three Giants starting outfielders are going to be in the WBC. Elliot Ramos and his new blonde hair are playing for Puerto Rico. Harrison Bader is going to be playing for Israel. And, of course, Jung-Hoo Lee for South Korea. With those three guys gone, who's going to be getting run in the outfield during the WBC? Who can we expect to be starting for the Giants in the outfield while Bader, Lee, and Ramos are away representing their countries?
Well, there's a lot of guys there. We've seen Matos quite a bit. Gilbert is down for a few days from throwing, so I don't know. Kind of depends how long those guys are gone. In his case, there's some other newcomers like Olivas played quite a bit early on. He's somebody they like. I think he had like 57 stolen bases in the minors last year. I'm mostly curious to see like how much Bo Davidson we see for a week and whether Parks Harbor gets out there. And I know you played the clip of Barracoto coming in, and so I'm curious about that and whether any of those guys end up in this mix. There's probably, I haven't looked at the schedule. I would guess there's probably like 3 or 4 trips across the valley next week that even some of the like younger veterans probably don't want to make. They'd probably prefer to be at Scottsdale Stadium. So that's like, I guess what I get excited about. Like if they have to go to like Peoria next week, the Davidson and Harbor get to go out there and get 3 to 4 at bats.
Yeah, a lot of excitement with those two guys. Bo Davidson, I've seen a lot of you writers writing about him. A lot of excitement for him. Parks Harbor, who was part of the Camilo Duvall trade from the New York Yankees, but another guy I think Giants fans are really, really excited about. Homegrown talent, if he's good enough, and I think we all hope he is, and he's already has the love of the franchise. I think one of the big names everyone's looking at in the spring is Bryce Eldridge. I know you had him on your Giants Talk podcast earlier this week. What are your first impressions? How has he looked this spring? What are you expecting from Bryce Eldridge?
Yeah, I think the main thing that stands out to me is how much he's played. He basically was second on the team through the first week, I think, in plate appearances to Jung-Hoo Lee, and Jung-Hoo is very quickly trying to get at bats before the WBC. So it's been, for most other guys, it's been a little bit like not as much time. I mean, he went out there the first trip. He was out there the next day, the day after that. So I think that's what stands out. And that tells me 2 things. One thing Tony has said over and over again is this guy's 21, and I'm used to 21-year-olds. I know how much energy they have. And like the left field stuff, when I asked him about him taking reps, he was like, he's 21. Like, why can't he take half-hour fly balls?
Yeah.
Like they don't care if he's on his feet. He has all the energy in the world. So that's one thing, I think, just taking advantage of the fact that he's young and this is a great time to get him reps. And then the other thing, I think, is giving him every single at-bat that you possibly can get this spring to evaluate him. And that's deciding whether he's going to be on the opening day roster. And I don't think that's a lock by any means. Or if you do think he's going to be on the opening day roster and you think he has a chance to be the DH right away, like this is a good chance to get him some of those at-bats that he's going to be missing in AAA. So it does seem very targeted in his case, and I would expect he's a guy that probably is going to play almost every day over the next couple of weeks, especially with Devers nursing the hamstring. And like you mentioned, some of these WBC guys being gone, he can maybe slide up in the lineup a little bit more and get a few extra at-bats. So it does seem like they're taking a real long look here, and they should. I mean, it's probably, even though we don't talk about it every single day, it's probably the biggest decision they have to make in the next month is what they're going to do with him.
To be in our 20s again, right, Alex? Oh man.
Yeah.
I could talk to you all day. Unfortunately, we don't have all day. So I'll quickly here, my last question. Tony Vitello, making the jump from college to the bigs, the first person ever in the 140-year history of Major League Baseball to do that. Really quickly, first impressions of Tony V here in San Francisco, and how do you think he's going to do?
I have no idea how he's going to do, to be honest. I think anybody who does is lying. We haven't seen this, and you can be as enthusiastic about him as you want, or you could be on the other side of it. We just haven't seen it, and I think a lot of this is frankly going to be out of his hands. I don't think they did him any favors with the bullpen when you're a first-year manager, and the easiest thing for us to do with a manager is pick apart his bullpen usage, and he's going to have to kind of put it together and have to figure out this group, and doesn't have like what they had last year at the start of the year where you're on autopilot there late in games. So I don't know how he's going to do. I think for him, the first couple weeks, and it's kind of going to be a weird year, I think, in that like the first day of spring training, we had 3 national writers there, which the Giants do not get national writers on the first day of spring training recently. So, and then they've continued to come through. And his first home game, there was a couple, and I would imagine that first weekend against the Yankees, it being Netflix and MLB opener, I would imagine there's a lot of national writers and national outlets who are going to be in San Francisco that ordinarily would be other places. So I think there's going to be a lot of dealing with that, and a lot of going back to the questions about being a first and Tennessee and all that. But he's kind of in the sweet spot right now where he can just manage games for the next month and figure out who's on his team. And I know he's talked about maybe like getting a little bit more sleep the last few days because things have calmed down. So I just think this whole year for him is going to be dealing with that and for good or bad. And so far, I mean, we have seen generally, I think he's been very comfortable. There was also the one day where he made some headlines. So it's going to be interesting. I know that, and I know we've heard that all along. And ultimately, I mean, this is the same way with, Gabe Kapler's manager of the year. When they win 107 games, he's gone when they're 81 and 81. So ultimately, it's going to be up to his players and what he can get out of them. I just think it's going to, I know everyone wants hot takes. It's just going to take some time to figure out, like, can he get more out of these guys than somebody else could have?
Yeah, well, you said you can choose to be excited and enthusiastic about it. Alex, I'm choosing to be excited and enthusiastic about Tony Vitello in the orange and black. Alex, you're my first ever guest on Giants Warmup. I really appreciate it. There's no one on planet Earth except maybe Barry Bonds, who I would have liked to have as my first guest. Thank you for joining the show, buddy, and I will promise I will try my best not to just hit you up and make you come on my show every time.
It's all right. You have my number.
He's Alex Pavlovich. He is the Giants insider for NBC Sports Bay Area. Thank you, Alex, for joining the show. Got you for about another minute 45. We're out of here at 11:50. Giants A's Cactus League game number 8 for San Francisco. They're 5-2 this spring, taking on the redacted Athletics in Mesa, Arizona. Something I'm looking forward to today. It is the Giants' debut of Tyler Mahle, one of the two starting pitchers that the Giants signed this offseason, along with Adrian Hauser. Tyler Mahle making his first start, albeit in the spring, for the orange and black. Excited and intrigued to see what Mahle can do. 9-year MLB career, spent the last 2 years in Texas. His best year was in 2021. He had a WAR of 4.9 that season, but has had injuries, has dealt with injuries. He had Tommy John in 2023, missed a good chunk of 2023, missed a good chunk of 2024, and last season he was doing pretty well. He was doing well with Texas, 6-2 and 16 starts, had an ERA in the 2s, but had to miss a good chunk of the end of this or the middle of the season in the summer with a right rotator cuff injury. So very excited to see what Tyler Mahle can do. That's going to wrap it up here on Giants Warmup. Want to thank Rafael Corral, producer extraordinaire behind the glass. My boy Kyle Chung was helping out here as well. Some HCLA Hot Cactus League action coming up next. John Miller and FP Santangelo on the call. I'll be back here tomorrow, 11 a.m. right here on KNBR, the sports leader.
KNBR, the sports leader.